My name is Matias. I graduated as a biologist ecologist at the University of Debrecen, and since then, in the past almost 20 years, I work in nature conservation in various nature conservation projects in Europe and Central Asia mostly. Right now I'm doing my PhD at the University of Florida, and my topic is large falcons and falcon dynamics, population dynamics of sacred falcon and peregrine falcon. In Hungary I work with peregrine falcon mostly. I'm the volunteer coordinator of the peregrine falcon conservation program, but I'm also involved in the sacred falcon conservation project. For the latter, for sacred falcon, I'm also involved in international working groups like Raptors MOU of Bonn Convention or Convention on the Migratory Species, which is an international agreement to save those migratory species. And that Raptor MOU has a sacred falcon task force which is working on the conservation of the species on a global scale. And it involves experts from Central Asia and Europe mostly. And also Middle East is an important part of that agreement, and the experts in that region. During my work I also work together with falconers, and my work aims to monitoring falcon populations, bringing satellite tracking of individuals of those species, and evaluate and analyze the data we got and plan and design conservation actions and conservation programs for those species, both on national and an international level. This is how I came across, how I met Hadad program, which is a really important one, and I think I'm not wrong saying that this is first of its kind in the Arab Peninsula, helping to recover falcon populations. Hadad program aims to release birds, falcons, back to the wild. Desert falcons, leather falcons, sacred falcons, and northern type of peregrine falcons. Those birds got very good veterinary support before release and training, and also a follow-up mechanism is in place just to ensure that everything goes all right after the release program. You can split the program into two major parts. One is re-establishing and strengthening local breeding birds, falcon populations, desert falcons and lanner falcons, and supporting falcons like peregrine falcon and sacred falcons on a global scale, because those species do not breed on the Arab Peninsula, but they regularly migrating across the region. Falcons and falconry has a large and long tradition in the Arab world, including Saudi Arabia, and it was a really nice and mutually beneficial cooperation between an animal species and man in the historic times, because falconers trapped the birds in the autumn. They hunted with the falcons in the winter, so in a way falconers had the survival of the falcons, and they released birds back into the wild in the spring because they couldn't keep the birds in the summer, which means that there was no harm to breeding population of those falcons. However, in the modern times this is not the practice anymore, and unsustainable falconry may damage falcon populations also in the breeding range in Central Asia and Europe. So this program helps to re-establish and revive those falcon populations which are really declined. Sacred falcon is an endangered species on a global scale, and peregrine falcon is recovering, but the species one is a real trouble in the last 30-40 years because of chemicals. Lanner falcons disappeared from Saudi Arabia, and also desert falcon population went down significantly in the past decades. So this program is contributing to the diversification of the natural fauna, actually bringing back the species that disappeared from the fauna, but it also contributes to global conservation efforts by releasing sacred falcons and peregrine falcons, which are not breeding in Saudi Arabia. It is a very important element because if you want to do conservation and effective conservation work in recent times, you need to involve local communities, otherwise it will not work. You have to create an ownership in local people. You have to make them feel that the natural values, in this case falcons, belongs to them. And if they feel that those natural values belong to them, that they are much more willing to help and contribute to the conservation work, basically helping your work. And this is very important if you are thinking in a long-term conservations because you cannot really conserve falcons or any other natural values against people. You have to work with the people to ensure that your efforts will last long.